Hey, Cornbread review off the bat, bro.
You might not like my review then, man. Yeah, so all in all, man, I ended up coming up 2.5 out of 5. Two of them things.
Yo.
5 out of 5 cornbreads for the cornbread review. What you think?
Yo, welcome back for another Cornbread Movie review. Hey, I appreciate all of the birthday wishes. Thank you guys so much for following me on Cornbread Movie Review. Thank you for following me on the A Squared Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the website, www.asquaredpodcast.com. We dropping episodes every week. And I'm also dropping episodes every week in What You Here For, Cornbread Movie Review. So make sure you subscribe. Right next to the subscription box, there should be a little bell right there. Turn the notification on all so you get all my reviews, all my, let's say, trailer, instant trailer reactions, TV shows, everything, man. So thank you guys again. And tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Come on, man. Let's get these subscriptions up, you know. So appreciate y'all. But today we are here for the, to me, highly anticipated, one of my favorite, let's say, series or type of movie that I love growing up. My favorite movie actually was Casino Royale of this 007 franchise. So today we're here for 007 No Time to Die. Yes, I know y'all heard about it. It is finally out. Came out a couple weeks ago, but you know, things happen where I gotta, you know, drop movie or review after review, so things fall behind. So today we're here. So a couple housekeeping rules. This movie is PG-13. It's also in theaters by now. I don't know if it's on any streaming platforms, so make sure you check your local listings. But if not, it's still in theaters. Okay. So if you're new to the channel, like I said, I do my movie reviews in 5 different categories. Okay, I'm not just gonna say this is the best movie ever or this is the worst movie ever. So each category, the best you can get is 5. So the first category is acting, cinematography, storytelling. Did I get what I bought? And then is it a must see? So first category, we are going to talk about acting. Who is in this movie? Now, every time I saw this individual not in a 007 movie, I got instantly mad. I said, bro, why are you in this? I need you to film 007. The next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. He ended up doing 5 of them, obviously, but I didn't care. That's why I love this series so much. So I'm talking about Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig, throughout this, I think this is the 5th movie that he's played 007. So throughout the whole series, he's dealt with loss. He had to deal with surviving. He had to deal with betrayal, plenty of betrayals, right? Of who's on his team, who's not, who's trying to end his life or save the world. And I think all in this movie, he captured those feelings as well. So great range of Daniel Craig of just, you could tell he was just fed up. He just wanted to live his life and be married or let's say have kids and be good. He didn't want to have to keep saving the world, but obviously it kept bringing him back. So he did a great job in showing his acting range for this movie. Always in shape, always hand-to-hand combat is A1. So good job to Daniel Craig. Also in this movie, Lashana Lynch. She's technically the new 007, which I really hope you guys branch off and make her the new 007 and she can be the lead. She has a couple things that I saw that she needs to work on, her hand-to-hand combat, obviously being a leading role. But I think this was a good catapult for her to get her feet wet, kind of learn from Daniel Craig on how being a 00 is, you know, what people expect, what maybe he needs to work on from his first movie to the 5th movie. So hopefully she got some great pointers from her. So do not go away from her, because I think in this society, we need, let's say, stronger, I'm gonna say black women and stronger minority leading roles in highly anticipated movies, you know, like 007. That's a huge role, right? So make sure you guys continue casting her and she continues to grow. She, like I said, a couple things that she needed to work on, but other than that, I think she played her role. She took the back seat as 007, even though her character was like, no, I'm the new one. I'm it right now, even though she wasn't when he was in the room. But good job with her. Also the cast. I think everyone did their role. Even to Felix, who's been in from the first one, right? I love that. I love him. But all the other characters, great job. So that for this category, I had to give it a 4 out of 5, okay, for acting. Next category, cinematography. Now, use the bathroom before you watch this movie. All right, go get your popcorn, go get your drinks, because you don't want to miss anything. But there's no lull in the action where it's like, okay, or the movie's not an hour and 30 minutes, right? This movie is 2 hours and 35 minutes. All right. They made sure that you got 007 from beginning to end. So the movie's not a short one. So make sure you use the bathroom before that. That's one of my tips to y'all. And also the budget was 250 million. Like, come on, man. They said 100 million was for advertisement. So I don't know if that's 250 million to film it and then another 100 for advertising, or 100 for advertisement and 150 to make the movie. I don't know, but that's a lot of money. I'm broke. I'm broke, baby, right? But that's a lot of money to make this movie. And visually, you can tell that they spent time on this movie. Even locations. It seems like they filmed in about 5-6 different locations, meaning like countries. But I think Cuba was the only one that they acknowledged. The other ones, you kind of got to look for context clues, like different flags, different language. They were speaking French in certain places. What else do you look for? Like clothes and things like that. So they really weren't specific of editing saying, hey, we're in Cuba now, or we're in America, or we're in Jamaica. So you just got to pick up where they are. But they were in different locations, which I always love. Now, action scenes. They look very realistic. Kudos to, I don't know, Daniel Craig, how much hand-to-hand he did in this movie, but if there was a lot of stunt doubles, you couldn't tell. So the CGI, A1, and even the stunt doubles and cutscenes, how they filmed things, A1. And you thought it was Daniel Craig the whole time. So great job on that. Very crispy and visually too. I mean, we got air scenes, water scenes, him jumping off of bridges, explosions, all those things. So great job. I think the budget, you could tell if the movie would have went any longer, or they were just trying to, they were like, all right, well, we're creative here, but we still have runtime. So let's try to be creative over here, creative over here, creative over here. And with it being PG-13, I think really held them back on some of the visual stuff you could see, or even some of the violence and things like that. So cinematography for me is going to get a 4 out of 5, but there's definitely room to grow to bump that score up to a 4.5 or a 5. So cinematography, 4 out of 5 for me. All right, now let's get to this, man. Storytelling. Now, since this is the 5th movie, the 4th movie was Spectra. So this movie takes place a little bit after Spectra. The beginning scene, you see a little girl, little spoilers, but you know, I never tell you guys all of what happened, but see a little girl, an individual comes into her home and kills someone that she loves. And then now this little girl's surviving. She has different tactics. She knows the codes to the room. She knows how to handle weapons. She shoots them, drags up. She does all these things, right? And I loved it. Her tactics were A1. But then when she grows up, now she doesn't have these tactics anymore, or now she's scared 80% of the time. She doesn't improve on those things. Like, come on, that's a little bit of stretch. You pulled me in, and then you didn't utilize those things, right? So I had an issue with that. The weapon that they have is like some COVID shit, right? Like, if you get close to this virus or whatever, it's a DNA thing where it could kill anybody who has that strand of DNA, right? Like, so this is a weapon of mass destruction for real. You just kind of take the vaccine shot, and then now whoever you don't like can't stand by you because they'll die. I like the new concept of this weapon of mass destruction. It's a good twist. The only problem I had is you guys were picking and choosing when it mattered, right? Like, so there's a scene where there's plenty of double cross, triple crosses, quadruple crosses. So there's a scene where this vaccine or this shot is airborne and it kills all the bad guys, but yet there's still a bad guy living. But then you find out he's not really on that bad guy side, he's on another bad guy side, but he didn't know about it, right? So it's like, come on, man, y'all stretching, y'all. I wasn't on board for that. There's the same guy who survived, the dude, he had an eye, like I just said, the dude with the eye, that's what I called him. But he's everywhere. This dude is in every scene. like a cartoon character. Like just pop it up, gets beat up, dies, comes back, does all this stuff. Like, come on, man, we gotta do better with these villains. If we're gonna make him the final boss or next to the final boss, let's make that. Don't introduce him all throughout the whole movie. And he has encounters with James Bond, and then he just goes to the next scene and has encounters with James Bond. Next scene. Come on, man, we gotta do a little bit better with that. Now, James Bond has always been a solo act. He rarely has help. So in this one, he does have help, right? So the new 007, like I said. Now the problem comes where this dude has to save the world and he's facing a whole army once again. But they're not sending more help. Like, come on, man. Like, your success rate is almost a 1% every time you have one person fighting a whole army. So we got to do better with writing of, hey, your army's on the way, or the army's there, and then at least they let them die, let them get shot up, and then you're the last surviving member, right? So we got to do better with storytelling that. I understand it's a James Bond movie, but you can't just have one person facing a whole army every time. Even there's a car scene which was bad. I really had an issue with it. There's some good things that I liked about this, but I got to get these bad things off. That's what we do on Cornbread Movie Review. We talk facts. There's a scene where James Bond and basically his family is in like a 1903, the very first Ford car, right? That was like Henry Ford just pulled out of his damn garage, gave it to him, and they're in the jungle, but yet they're going against 19 new SUVs equipped with all the weapons, bulletproof, everything, and a helicopter. But yet James Bond survived. Come on, man. Come on, man. Some realism has to seep in on these things. So I really had an issue with that. But this movie felt complete, especially with all five of the movies that Daniel Craig's in. The ending, very tough, man. Very tough. But I understood. I'm not going to tell y'all what happened, but I understood why things happened the way they happened. Even though I was like, damn, man. Sucks, but I understood. Like I said, I think this is Daniel Craig's last James Bond movie, so I'm excited to see who they cast for the next one, and it better be Lashana Lynch on that. All right. So storytelling with all those, let's say, negative things. There was a couple positive things, but storytelling. I think the movie had better storytelling than other movies. So for this, they're gonna get a 3.5 out of 5 from me on storytelling. Okay. Now, did I get what I bought? Like I said, this movie is in theaters, $10 to $15. Like I said, or more people are going to the movies every week now that I'm starting to notice. It used to be me, and I used to have the whole theater to myself. Then as months go by, it might be 2, maybe 3 people. Now, like a movie like Candyman was kind of packed, or other movies like that are starting. So the later you go and the later you wait in the year, the more people are going to be there. So if you're still not comfortable, go earlier in the day. I think that's really your safe place if you can go. Okay. Now, the trailer showed a lot of good parts, which I really didn't like. But they didn't show the meat and potatoes of this movie, which I enjoyed. So thank you for the trailer people who did that. They pulled me in on the action scenes and what to expect, but I went in and said, okay, that wasn't in the trailer. I'm ready for that twist, or ready for that. So good job to that. The classic Bond, everything was in this movie. So you had the classic Bond vehicles. You had the classic Bond sayings, like the martini shaken, not stirred, which I heard people don't stir martinis, right? They only shake them. So I don't know. I guess that's a fun fact. You get my name is Bond, James Bond. You get all the gadgets, all the new gadgets that you see, like the magnets. I think they didn't utilize. They only utilized it once, but I wish they would have did that more. You also had Spectra, who's been in there from beginning to end. You had Felix, like I said. Felix was in the very first movie, Casino Royale, so he plays the same character throughout this. What else? And you got other Bond things. So if you've seen all the James Bond movies, or really a big fan, especially Daniel Craig, you're going to be happy that they highlighted all those. What are people here for? Let me throw it throughout the whole movie. So good job with that. Now the problem I only had is it's PG-13, right? So people getting shot, stabbed, exploded, but you don't see no blood. There's nothing gruesome. Come on, man. And I also had a problem with James Bond. Come on, man. He survived 3 explosions and bullets and yeah, come on. That's a stretch. That's a stretch. But I really like there's a plane where it's a plane and then it just goes down and it's a submarine. Like I think that's really cool. Like it was seamless on how they did that. So did I get what I bought? I'm gonna say yes, I did, man. So this movie gets a 4.5 out of 5 for me in the did I get what I bought category. Okay. Last category, is it a must see? Come on, man. You have this movie was delayed because of COVID, almost damn near a year. So highly anticipated for me and for the viewers out there. So they were really expecting that this movie needs to be A1. All right. I would like to know, this is a 007 movie, so you know he's gonna fall in love, bro. Like, so who falls in love more, 007 or Wolverine? I don't get it, bro. Every movie, they fall in love with some new chick and married them and ready to settle down, and the world's about to end and they gotta come back out. It's a very repetitive story. It's just funny to me now. It's comical. There's a little humor in here on, like I said, the new 007's there, but then he shows up like, all right, you're activated. And he's like, okay, I'm 007. She's like, what? Hold on, what? No, I'm 007. So they have a little banter there. So I really love that. Life of Bond is very dangerous. I wouldn't want to be him. Like, this dude can't even visit people at grave sites and there's issues, right? So have a problem with that. And remember when there used to be Bond girls every movie? You know, it was like, oh, who's the new Bond chick? Who's gonna highlight and sleep with them and stuff like that? But there really wasn't anything like that in this movie, which is a good thing. There's plenty of strong women in this movie who held it down. Not saying that they were 007, but held it down in their own right in acting and just being a character in this movie. So kudos to them. Kudos to the writers. Kudos to the talent developers for this movie. So is it a must see? I'm going to say it's a 4 out of 5. For me, it was a 5 out of 5, but I understand that a lot of people haven't seen these movies or really don't like these style of action packed movies. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 for me. So overall, 007 No Time to Die gets a 4 out of 5 on the Cornbread Movie Review. Check out my 2021. Like I said, we're going through this thing, man. So on one side, you got my, 5 to 4. Then the other side, you got 3.5 to 2.5. So make sure y'all check that out. Now, this is the part of the review where I got to give you a forgotten segment. A forgotten movie is basically a movie where you forgot about it. You didn't even know that it existed, or you have seen it and you're like, hey, I need to double back and watch this because Cornbread is right. That's my man. That's right. I got it on. I'm not playing with y'all, man. So my forgotten movie today, it's a alien movie, but high action, visually stunning, great storytelling. This movie came out in 2014, and when I say it, you're gonna be like, yeah, that definitely was a good movie. But I mentioned it a couple times in my reviews, but today is gonna be make my forgotten segment. So it's Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. This movie's PG-13. Tom Cruise is in this. He does his thing. It was great to step away from, let's say, the Mission Impossibles that he does, or I think he did The Mummy, I think around this time. Like, come on, man, stop that. But this movie was a great, let's say, boost in his talent skills and being in a great movie and acting and everything like that. And also Emily Blunt, come on, man. Anything she touches, she's damn near gold right now. So those two characters link up in this movie, Edge of Tomorrow. Like I said, it's an alien movie, but you get past that too, though, because everything feels real. You go on this journey with Tom Cruise of how is he going to get past this Edge of Tomorrow, which I don't want to give the movie away because I want y'all to watch it. So make sure you like, subscribe, check me out again. I appreciate the birthday wishes once again. I'll be here next week. I might have a little surprise for y'all too next week. I don't know, man. It's getting a little spooky. Read between the lines on what I'm telling you. But make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you go to www.asquaredpodcast.com. Shout out my guy Theo, Time Fly Apparel. Go to his website to follow him. All right. But I'll be back next week. Peace.